Cái này cái nào nhỉ? Follow theo cái của đưa trong cái bàn chiếu. Bàn chiếu. Lấy bàn chiếu đây. 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 Như xuống kéo bàn chiếu. Được chưa?
Trên lâu
Trên normal.
Đi
Ok.
lâu
Khổ lắm. Mình chỉ sức khỏe của em thôi.
Follow theo cái.
Let's go out here. And table up a little bit. Table up.
Nông bằng. Follow one.
What kind of valve is that? Mitral? What
Yeah,
valve? Mitral. Lead?
Đi qua đây. How is the difference between the sinus rhythm and atrial flutter?
It's very similar. You just pull back till you find a hiss. If you see a lot of atrial fib waves, then you go more distal. And the way to do it is, if you fall back, you clock this and you advance forward. So
How to recognize the far field and his
you'll be able to see. I'll show you. You'll see it. You want to try?
yes. Please clock one.
So, when I hold this, I hold left hand. Are you right-handed or left-handed? You're
Right.
right-handed. So hold this with the left hand, this
Yeah.
with the right,
Oh,
and then you just pull the whole system back. And when you're ready to move the lead, just push it out or something. Then you switch this hand here and you move this. Okay?
Yeah.
Or just pull this back, just the same way. Don't clock, counterclock much. So a little bit of clock. You see how it's pointing down? Yeah. Now pull back. Slowly. Keep pulling. There. Okay. Pull back a little more. Pull more. Is the lead stuck? Pull the lead back a little. Yeah. Okay. Now pull the system back. Okay, pull back more. More. Stop there. Stop, stop, stop. Absolutely stable. So a lot of A,
Yeah.
right? But there's a hiss. There's a nice hiss there. Now cine that spot.
Yeah.
Cine 8. Save it on fluoro. Okay, save that position. Yeah, Cine 8. Good. So now you have a landmark. You know that's where you're a little bit proximal. So in order to go more distal, you'll have to go higher and this way. Okay, so probably a little bit right about there. So if you clock the sheath a few degrees on fluoro,
Okay.
clock it a few degrees, just clock a little more.
Okay.
Now extend the lead out. So switch this hand here,
Yeah.
move this hand here, and push lead out. Lead out, lead out, lead out, lead out, more lead. Stop there. Stop, go off fluoro.
Small.
Small hiss. So counterclock the system a little bit. Stop.
Okay.
See that?
That's good.
So can we measure that HV? That could be a right bundle potential. That looks really small. Can someone measure that?
Cho tốc độ cao lên thì đo chuẩn hơn em.
Not bad. It could be a hiss too. Let's pace and see. What are your R waves, JY?
My orange is going at 1.4.
Okay, let's pace here.
Okay. I'll start pacing.
Okay, go off pacing.
Okay.
So anytime you find a spot, you never let it go. Okay, so you always hold on to this. If you let this go, then you'll lose the
Okay.
torque and ability. That's why. So counterclock a little bit more. Little more counter. Okay, push lead out a little bit more.
Okay.
Good. Stop there. Let's pace here, JY.
Orange 1.5. Pacing on.
See, it's narrower. Okay, give me 2 volts.
This is 2 volts.
Give me 10 volts.
This is 10 volts.
Okay, go off. So you see how it's narrower at a higher output, wider at a lower output, so you probably transition from non-selective to RV. So we can pull back a little bit. So pull the lead back in first on fluoro. Lead back into the sheath all the way. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. More, more, more. Good. Now clock the sheath a little bit. When I say a little bit, it's just a few degrees, not a lot, okay? And pull the system back a little bit. That's good. Now hold that in place and push the lead out. More lead, more lead. Stop there. There's another hiss. You can go off fluoro. Now counterclock it just a little.
How about the SV
You don't need.
interval?
Yeah, let's measure the HV here. Measure HV here.
No more than 4.
It's bigger.
No, that's the wrong measurement tool. It's a sideways. You're measuring amplitude. No, not that. Yep. That looks still like a right bundleoid potential. Oh, there. That's a little bit better. Update here. Now measure that. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, let's pace here.
We're getting orange at 1.4. Pacing on.
Still a little bit wide. Okay, go off. Let's pull back a little bit more. So pull the lead back in first. Anytime you're moving the system, you pull the lead back in. Little clock on it. You have too much counterclock. Okay, now pull back. Okay, stop there. 2/8 roll, right? Whenever you see a lot of fib waves, you're 2/8 roll. So clock a little bit
Yeah.
on fluoro. Clock. Advance it just a little bit. That's good. Now advance the lead out there. Advance the lead out there. On fluoro. Keep the clock on the sheath as you advance the lead.
Here.
Okay, let's stop there. Okay, let's pay. What are your R waves here?
My orange is about 1.1.
Okay, let's pace here.
This is 275. This is 5 volts. I'll go a little bit faster. This is 4 volts. This is 3 volts.
Loss.
3 volts they are lost.
Okay, go off pacing.
Off pacing.
Okay. Alright, let me do something here. Hold on to that. Don't let go. You're good. Okay, now I got it.
Don't see any injury.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, I moved. So it wasn't stable. Yeah, it wasn't very stable, so. Okay, let's pace here, Jeva.
Okay, I'll wait for about 1. Impedance 277, this is 5 volts. This is 3 volts. This is 2 volts.
Okay,
They are low.
that's fine. Go off.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, can you come up here? Can you come up here? Give me a hand. Just hold it just like that. Okay, no. Yeah, that's good. You can just hold it with the right hand. That's good. Hold it underneath. It's low. It's easier. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
No, then I can't screw it in. Yeah.
Đây.
Looks good, huh? Big hiss.
Yeah.
Đây ngưỡng hơi cao là vì là nó chưa xoáy, vì chạm rồi.
It moved. You see, we lost the hiss, so it moved a little bit. Okay, hold it like this. JY, pace for a few beats.
This is 5 volts.
Give me 2 volts.
2 volts. Low capture.
3 volts.
3 volts capturing. Coming down from 2.9, 8, 2.7, 2.6, 2.5, 2.4, 2.4 low pressure, 2.5. Okay, thank you.
Ồ,
Pace.
pace.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Slow down.
40 beats per minute now.
It's
We
fine.
give some atropine so far.
No, it's just a localized injury. As you're screwing the lead in, it'll go away.
Hiss nó bị tổn thương. Mới chậm hẳn thế.
But that's also a good marker because it tells you really on the conduction system, and that also means you'll have a good threshold there. Intrinsic is coming through. So there's a negative hiss and there's hiss injury. You see that?
Yeah.
So now you know that this is only going to get better. Can you update?
Update này.
So for those of you who can't see it, if you go to the beats that are conducted, not the paced beats, there is a negative hiss. Go back to one of the conducted beats.
Cho cái tốc độ
Or update again. Update again now. Yeah, you see that? So there's a hiss on the blue channel. And corresponding with that, there's injury. So there's a negative hiss on the blue channel and there's an injury on the green channel. So this will be fine. And now we're conducting too, so we can test this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this go. Make sure it spins back. See that?
Okay.
So it'll spin back, and then you step on fluoro. You pull the sheet back, push the lead forward. You hook it up. Test it. Alright, let's test Shiva.
Okay. I'll wait for about 1.2.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's 60.
Yep.
Impedance 286. This is 5
Looks
volts.
good, huh?
This is 3 volts.
Come down slowly.
3 volts coming down 2.9,
No.
Okay.
2.8, 2.7, 2.6,
Selector.
2.5, 2.4, 2.3,
Nó phẳng lặng cái tới kia.
2.2,
Đúng rồi. Còn cái kia là mình gây
2.2 loss, 2.3.
Okay. So transition at 2.7 and loss at 2.2. Let's check this bipolar. Go off pacing slowly first. Make sure we have an underline.
I'm at 30 beats per minute now.
cái này là nó giúp cái tình trạng hết cái này rất là ghét mình dần dần phía trước cái phần này.
Đây là một cái sừng như là con ngon lại giống như
Nó sẽ kịp
cái này là dưới cái trục nhịp tự nhiên của cái nhịp của ta.
Okay. This is bipolar. JY.
Impedance 272. This is 5 volts, 4 volts. This is 3 volts.
Come down.
Down
Mm-hmm.
2.9, 2.8, 2.7, 2.6, 2.5,
Selector. Yeah.
2.4,
Mm-hmm.
2.3,
Yep. This will be less than 2 volts.
2.1 now,
It will be 1.8.
2 volts, 1.9, 1.9
Lost.
loss.
Okay. Go back pacing. Okay. So whenever there is his injury current, the threshold tends to improve. So I don't be in a rush, even though when we started the threshold was 2.5, 2.6. When I see his injury, I'm patient. I'll test it slowly, give it 5 or 10 minutes. If the threshold is trending downwards, it's getting better, then I'm fine with it. So that's why I was not in a rush to move this, because it's a good spot. You have good sensing. There's not a lot of AFib signal, barely any, very small if any. Even on bipolar, you see on bipolar what happens is the ring electrode sits more atrially, so you're more likely to see fib waves. So you can see very small fib waves, but they're very small. They're not going to interfere with your sensing. And this patient's likely to pace a lot because of the underlying escape rhythm being so slow. But what was your sensed R waves on bipolar here?
I didn't get to sense because it's
Okay.
ended now.
Yeah, there's a few sense speeds. 1 sense speed.
Yeah,
There's another one.
How much?
it's about 0.9.
0.9. Okay. It's a little bit on the borderline, but I have a sense that this patient's going to pace a lot, so we'll be fine. You're not over-sensing any A.
No.
Yeah, so we'll be okay. So give it a moment, let it muddle. We'll recheck threshold. If the threshold comes down to close to 1.5, then I know it's continuing to get better, and that means I'm happy with it.
So how about in the long run? The long-term follow?
If you see someone, there's still his injury on it. If there is his injury, then that predicts a good long-term threshold as well.
So just around 1 volts in your...
Yeah, so I've seen a case, like I think we did a case in Singapore last year. The threshold was 3.5 to 4 volts. By the time we closed the pocket, it was 0.5 volts. Because his injury is just like ventricular injury or atrial injury. Sometimes the threshold's 2 or 3, and we know there's a massive amount of injury on the atrial signal, it's going to improve. So we'll wait for a couple minutes, we'll recheck it again. If it comes down to close to 1.5 or lower, we could start tying everything down. We'll retest it before we close the pocket.
Our wave is about 1.1 to 1.2 now.
Okay. Let's start pacing at 2 volts again.
Okay. Impedance is 269. This is 2 volts. Coming down slowly, 1.9, 1.8, 1.7, 1.6. Faster than you.
Okay.
1.5 drop.
1.6.
Pressure is 1.6.
Okay.
Then tụi tạo nhiệt bao nhiêu? Thật lúc mà testing được bao nhiêu? How many frequent when you do the testing? 60.
Hold this here for a
What
second.
did you high?
What's the average? What's the average?
Okay, watch rhythm please. I'm going to give a few more turns.
Không thấy chất là
Our wave of about 1.2, 1.1.
Start at 2 again. It might be a little bit higher now because I injured it with a few more turns, but let's see.
This is 2 volts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, coming down, 1.9,
That's selective.
1.8,
Mm-hmm.
1.6.
đây thì hết block nhảy. Này.
Yep, yep.
Loss pressure is 1.7.
Thường
Pressure is 1.7.
Yeah, we'll watch it.
không vẫn dẫn.
What time is it? 11:33. Let's recheck at 11:35.
Okay.
Any questions in the meanwhile while we're waiting? So you planning to put just one lead, right? Single chamber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chronic AFib.
So the thing when we do AV nodal ablation, so I always try to find a very distal site. And if I'm going to do an AV nodal ablation, I might even go a little bit more distal than this. Okay, so I might try to go a little bit here, a few millimeters more distal. And the way to do the AV nodal ablation is, you see the ring electrode? That's generally where your compact AV node will be. Why? Because if the hiss is here, then the compact AV node is somewhere here. Okay, so I usually bring my ablation catheter right to just below where the ring electrode is on fluoro, look at LAO, make sure I'm nice and septal, and then I'll start ablating.
So where do we check on the LAO?
I don't always do that because I have a sense of contact, but yes, if you feel like when you pace,
Okay.
you're seeing different morphologies at the same output, that means you're bouncing off the septum. So in that case, I'll go LAO, but otherwise I generally don't have.
Let's check for just get.
Yeah, sure. Watch the slide, please.
Okay.
See that? Nice and septal.
It's a block.
Yep.
The middle.
Yep, right in the middle. So that's true LAO because the mitral valve's nice and open, and that's where your septum's going to be, and you're pointing right at it.
I'll do the impedance 268, 5 volts, 3 volts. Coming down to 2 volts. 1.9. 1.8.
Cái đáng lẽ là ok.
1.7.
Từ khi pace cao hơn nó lại kích thích chéo lại một tí. Nó hơi ngược lại so với his spacing.
1.6, we are
No, you still had it at 1.6.
1.5 now. 1.4.
Lost at 1.4. See? So it's still getting better. Like I said, it will continue to get better. So I'm okay with slitting the sheath. I'll take the slitter.
I'll come down on the facing rate first.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna give you, yeah, come down to 30. Okay. I'm gonna give you unipolar. This is unipolar. Do a unipolar check as well, please.
Okay. Unipolar sensei 1.2.
Thì cho nó đổi tí, cho nó không khí.
Impedance 292. This is 5 volts. 3 volts.
Mm-hmm.
2 volts.
Selected. Okay.
Coming down 1.9, 1.8, 1.7. Lost. Threshold is 1.8.
Go back to 1.8.
Yeah, 1.8 now.
Come down to 1.7.
1.7. Lost. 1.8. Coming down on facing rate.
So sometimes it depends a little bit on the slack.
Yeah, for sure. It does. So this is bipolar again.
Okay.
Start at 2 and come down.
Sensei is 1.2.
Uh-huh.
Impedance 268. This is 2 volts. Coming down 1.9, 1.8, 1.7,
Để thôi này, giữa 1.2
1.6,
và 1.8 QS nó hơi thay đổi một tí. Nhưng mà cái này nó quá selective vào này chỗ này. Cái tích cao của cái này thì nó lại xỉa sang bên thằng bên phải một tí, thằng bên trái một tí. Đúng.
Loss at 1.3. So even better. Okay. I'm happy. Can you hold this auto shoot for me? Okay.
Cái đấy nó hơi ngược nữa. Vì nó quá selective nó ngược. So do we need to do some testing with the slack in order to make sure that the electrode is right position? And
So yeah, so that's exactly what I'm looking at. So when you look in RAO, your electrode should sit like this. If it feels like it's sitting like this, then that's not, the ring electrode's not making good contact. So you don't want the slack to be too much. Too much slack on a His lead is bad. Okay, so a shape like that, like an L, is ideal. A J is too much. Okay, so like we put an atrial J loop, you don't want that sort of a loop. Okay, here's bipolar again, so I always tend to recheck before I slip the outer one in case I'm unhappy. When I slip the inner sheath, if the lead moved, if a micro dislodged, the threshold went up, I can still reposition.
Impedance 264. This is 3 volts.
Xin sang đó.
This is 2 volts.
Xin sang.
Coming down 1.9, 1.8, 1.7, 1.6, 1.5, 1.4, 1.3,
No,
1.2.
there.
We are lost. Okay, so 1.3.
Okay, take a suture.
Luồng.
Tôi gạt.
Can you give me a retractor?
Yeah.
No, Army Navy. Army Navy.
Cho cái đèn chiếu vào cái này nữa này. How many here?
I usually go.
Spacing?
Oh, I've done 700-800 now. Okay, let's see the lead.
Nhìn.
Get the eye down.
Cho ấy nhìn để theo dõi cái
Okay.
cho cái đèn vào. Ui.
Anh chấm máu ra.
Không sao tí nữa. Không cái tay không. Ba cho bipolar là 1.3, 1.4 thế. Dao kéo.
JYL, just give me a threshold again and give time. Start at 2.
The thing is about 1.3, 1.4. Impedance 260. This is 2 volts. Coming down 1.9, 1.8, 1.7, 1.6, 1.5, 1.4, 1.3, 1.2, 1.1.
Loss. See? It continues to get better, so I'm good. Alright, thank you. Good job. That was a good